Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. Hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another lunch show where I go through all of the latest Chelsea news at the moment regarding the club. We've got some transfer news, some rumours, according to John Obi, Mikel, Osimhen actually wants to join Chelsea. That would be his preferred choice. You just need to pick up the phone. And then Kenan Yildiz as well from Juventus, another Chelsea target according to sources. We're going to be looking at some of the latest news that's come out regarding about our players at the moment, key players that are back. Romeo Lavia being a very, very key player at this moment. It seems that he's more important than we even could have imagined. And even if you were to think if he was fit for, let's just imagine, a third of the season, which is quite a bit more than he's been available for, then that could have been the catalyst for us to already be in the Champions League with how good that player is. I think there's an argument for it, to be honest with you. I can't defend Maresca anyway, because I think if you're a good manager, you can handle yourself without your best player. I think it's really quite a big weakness. Do you know what I mean? It's a huge weakness. Otherwise, yeah, Lewis, you can jump on if you want, mate. I'll send you a link now. Let me send that over to you. Big up to Stephen. I hope you're doing well. Big up to Jordan. Good to see you on the stream. Lewis is jumping on very shortly as well. Yeah, I mean, not a huge amount has come out today, but I mean, it's only, the beginning of a Monday, really. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other things coming out. Obviously, we've got to talk about Liverpool and the fact that they've ended up winning the Premier League. That is not ideal for us. But it's happened. And we've got to talk about it. We've got to talk about the league as a whole. We've got to talk about where Chelsea stand in the Premier League elite. Where are we? Because we are slipping from where we were 5 years ago. Or let's just say 3 years ago. Include that Champions League. Yeah. Big up to DJ Sav. Yep. Good to see you, mate. Good to see Neil as well, back in the building. I think the reality is that we are not what we were, and I mean, I'm looking at this right now. It's quite worrying to see. Well, I shouldn't be that worried really, because it's been like this for a while. But just looking at teams pulling away from us, I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm not expecting us to be near Liverpool and United, but the fact that they've now equaled United's 20 league titles and they're pulling away from us. You look at Arsenal as well, competing. City are ahead of us. Pulling away. Chelsea should be in a position to, if we would have spent our money better short term, we should have at least had a league title, I think. That's the reality of the situation. I mean, 6 league titles, nothing wrong with that. One more, you're sort of joint with Aston Villa, and you're looking at City, Arsenal, United, and Liverpool, and it just goes to show there's still plenty of work to be done. But the reality is that this process has been a real letdown. Short term. And although I don't agree with it, I don't agree with the manager that we've brought in, I don't agree with necessarily the way we've recruited in terms of planning so much for the long-term success that you have just completely neglected the short term. Again, like when you look at Newcastle and Sunderland, Villa, like, it's not to say that they're better or worse than us. That's not the idea. But I'm just telling you how it is. You look at Liverpool, and Arsenal and City. United not really in that conversation at the moment. And they are just pulling away from us. They are pulling away. City have obviously had an off season, but even in that season, they'll probably pick up an FA Cup. Good chance they'll get Champions League football as well after the win against Villa. So when I look at it like that, it makes me think, if I was looking at this table and saying next season who's going to win the next league title, do I put Chelsea in that conversation? Probably not. But, the level-headed side of me, because I do try and be level-headed. I know I've been a bit of an emotional puppy at times this season. Fucking hell. I mean, we were second and then we slid down and down and down. And now we're having this conversation about Champions League football. And big up to JC. Good to see you, mate. Jordan says Kenan Yildiz got a red card yesterday. I didn't know that. Fair enough. Chelsea, before anything, says we don't deserve Champions League. End off. We deserve Europa as well as that. These owners should find some shame. Chelsea, before anything, you got to take Nick Kyrgios off of your profile picture. He's a Tottenham fan. He is a Tottenham fan. So you can't have Nick Kyrgios. If you're Chelsea before anything, you can't have a Tottenham fan as your profile picture. Let me send you the new link. There you go. I've sent you the new one. So that's the sad reality with Liverpool winning the league. Unfortunately, that is where we are at this moment in time as a club. And we've got to move on next season and try and come back stronger. Yeah. I know Steve as well, who I interview after the games. He said, I'm not going to Liverpool games. I can't bear to see them as champions of England. We're going to have to give them a bloody guard of honor as well. Can you believe that? Guard of honor? No way. Not in my lifetime. Absolutely not. And to think about how easy it's been for them to actually win this league. Look at that. Arsenal are next on 67 points. I guess the question then is, has the league progressed so much that it's really competitive? Or are they just better than everyone? How are we doing, buddy?
Both, I think. Big up, bro. So, sorry about earlier. I don't know if you guys don't know this. We were meant to film at 12:30 and then my alarm did the same old BS. But yeah, it's great to be on the channel, man. I hope you're good. Hope you had a good weekend.
All good, mate. No, we'll set up another time. Maybe tomorrow. Are you around tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be around.
What's a good time tomorrow?
12,
what time's 12:30 or 12 o'clock again?
12 could actually work still. Yeah, we could do that.
All right. 12 tomorrow. I'll text you. I mean, Lewis, what do you think about the league, mate? Do you think that it's got stronger and that's why more teams in the sort of top 6, whatever you want to call it, you think that's why they're dropping points? Because your Fulhams, your Forests, your Brightons, your Bournemouths, they've all improved. Even Palace, Brentford, you can put in that conversation.
I think there's like two things. Because like, number one, Liverpool have just been clear of everybody. And like, I had the argument that the top 6, that the league has kind of dropped off as a whole, and that's what's made it more competitive. But now I kind of think the reverse, because I just look at the Europa League, for example. Tottenham and United are 2 favourites for that. And they're garbage here. They're propping up 16th, 17th. They're propping up the rest of the league. Maybe the league is just better. Maybe the league is just more competitive. Yeah, because look where they are and look at their record. But they look like they could potentially be in a Europa League final, and they've made it into a semi-final. So maybe the league is just more competitive.
I'll be honest. I think that the league has improved, and I think that what's happened is, and I think this is probably, it's good and bad. I mean, if we're going to get technical, basically, let's just look like this. Abramovich comes in Premier League, outspends everyone. We're the best. United still have the most money, whatever. They're signing these great players. City come in, spend even more than both of us. They sort of wipe the floor. And now it's got to the stage where actually the Premier League's so big, everyone's getting quite a lot of money. Everyone's got a lot of money to spend. So what used to happen, like, I don't know if you remember, well, loads of different teams. I could use lots of examples. Let's just use Berbatov at Tottenham to United. Like, he was their best player in 2008 or whatever it was. And that was a deal that was always going to happen. Let's just look at Harry Kane, for example. When he was at Tottenham, you would never have seen another team in the Premier League that could buy him. I don't know. Like, you just don't see it as much these days. Matoma, for example, like, who's going to spend anything like what Al Nassr would spend for a player like Matoma? What was it, 90 million they offered?
Yeah, something.
So when you're looking to pinch from smaller teams now, you're paying elite prices. You're paying as if
now there's more money in football. So now you've got the mid-table clubs being able to demand that sort of money. Like, the amount of money in the sports has gone up and up and up and up and up in the last 20 years. It's insane. That's why now you got football unis and stuff like that. You got whole industries now just dedicated to football.
Did you go to a football uni?
Yeah, UCFB.
What do you actually study?
I did sports business and broadcasting. Although now that's just something for potential side missions in the future, because I just went straight into the YouTube bag.
Fair. So is it actually good though?
Oh yeah. That degree work means a lot now, especially now that the university is a bit more stabilized, a bit more respected now too.
I'm with you. But yeah, man, I mean, it's a bit depressing, really, looking at Liverpool at the top of that. But I have to say, better them than Arsenal.
Hey, I'm just looking at Chelsea. I like the record so far. And if only we had a couple more points, I'd be looking up at second and thinking, maybe. But now it's still just do our job and win the remaining games. But I feel a lot more optimistic than 2 weeks ago. These guys pulled 6 points, 6 deserved points. And now I look at the last 4 games and I just think, look, we can win any of them. Will we win all of them? Probably not. I think that'd be a bit too much to ask for. But we can win any of the remaining 4 games. And Loki, I think top 5, I feel optimistic about it again. I do feel a bit optimistic.
Oh, I don't know.
We just got to do our job, and we're starting to do our job. We're winning games. We've got confidence slowly starting to be restored in the squad.
I agree with the Everton result. I think we deserve to win that game. I look at Fulham, and I can't say we deserve to win it. I can't.
No, we were the better team. We were the better team.
Not by. I mean, Fulham were pretty poor, but we were pretty poor as well for large parts of that game. I can definitely see the Everton result. I can see it, absolutely. I didn't agree necessarily with what a lot of fans that I interviewed after the game. I know you wanted to talk about that as well.
Brother. I don't know what was in the fucking drinks at Stamford Bridge on Saturday, because those fan cams, mate. Yeah, we'll react
big
to
up
that.
To Glenn. Glenn.
Yeah, big up Glenn, man, but be a draw. Whatever.
We'll check out the video in a second. What were we saying? But yeah, no, I look at the Everton game and I did think to myself, I thought we deserved it. I thought it was a controlled performance. And I saw more positives to take from that game. I personally didn't have a huge problem with that game. That for me was not one of the games I thought we are just wank. Fulham, I'll be honest, don't really think we played well. Can't look at that game and be proud of the performance. I could be proud of the fight.
The second half was a lot better. The first half, we weren't clicking. That was what the biggest problem with that half was. Like, everything we were doing, we were just overcomplicating. Ignoring runners around us and just making a complicated pass. crossing to nobody or Jackson just not having the awareness to make the run and even make the cross mean something. Silly dispossessions in silly areas. Like the first half against Fulham, we were the victims of ourselves. And then the second half, we just solidified things a bit, looked a bit more cohesive, brought on the right substitutions, and then just buried our chances without overcomplicating it at the end. And that was just it.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Everton game, what does our goal come from? Not overcomplicating the shot. Jackson gets the ball, turns, strikes. It's the same thing we're asking for from the last match.
Is Alex going to the tennis, that polo shirt on? I literally am. Yes, literally.
It's good weather for it.
Mate, you'll see the tan come out. I work outside all the time, so got to get the sun cream. Yes, guys, I do play a lot of tennis. That's my job, by the way. I'm not having fun on a Monday afternoon. I'm not just out having a little knock. But yeah, man. I mean, I look at those results. I do take positives out of it. I really do. I took the positives out of Fulham generally. I took more positives out of Everton, especially Lavia is in there. But it makes me think to myself, a bit like Rodri at City, like we can't be overly reliant on one player. Like I understand his quality. He's a really, really good player. But if you're telling me that, let's just say Lavia gets injured in the next game and you're pinning all your hopes on him being available, then that to me is a huge problem. And you've got to find another way to adapt because we haven't really adapted enough without Lavia in the team.
I hear it, but I also hear the idea that if Lavia is so important to us, why do we only have one profile of Lavia's?
Who's the other player that we could have similar to Lavia?
Keeping Andre Santos, keeping Leslie. That would have just worked out fine. And that's why for next season, there's optimism for me as well. We have Santos coming back. We have Asugo coming back. That, to me, is the midfield locked. And to me as well, that's the best midfield depth in the league too.
It's good. It is. I mean, look, I do feel more confident going into next season. That, like, again, I'm listening to my head here and I'm saying we will have a better goalkeeper. We will have, fingers crossed, better defense, midfield sorted, wingers. Bit of a question mark for me. That's probably the main question mark. And hopefully we have a striker as well. So when you look at all of those aspects, I do see a lot of good things that can happen, mate. I do see a lot of good things. But ultimately, if we finish this season and we do not get in the Champions League, and let's just say we only win the Conference League, for example, or even didn't win the Conference League and got Champions League football, I think that is really, really poor. You know, I think you have to achieve both of those.
Not getting top 5 is a failure.
It's a huge failure. Huge failure.
Yeah, we could all agree on that.
You know, but I know they're not going to sack him. I know.
Yeah, me too. And if we don't get top 5, it's because they should be sacked.
They won't be sacked.
I will say, if you want to just bring me, if you bring me a new sporting director, I will hear Maresca going. That's fine. If it's the same sporting directors, I'm not hearing it. There's no point. I'd rather just give him a second year. Because I've already said before about the teams that needed a second year to adapt to changing to possession-based football. So I'd rather give him another year.
No, I don't think there's any doubt that if Maresca gets another year, I think we'll improve. Just based on what I said before about the players. You've got a better goalkeeper, better defenders, hopefully, great midfield options. Another striker to work with. If you don't improve, then you just don't know what you're doing. To be
if you
quite
don't
frank.
improve with better players, there's no excuse.
Yeah, and that's the only thing for me. But I can't see her and sound like Maresca. Like even after the game, I didn't actually watch it, but Scott said to me, he said that Maresca was talking about the weather again and how it was 20 degrees and all the rest of it. I don't know. Did you hear it or not?
No, I didn't check the car. I went straight to the pub after.
Oh, I saw you after. I was just in and out there, to be fair. I was in and back out again. I was so tired, mate. I got home, Did the fan cams, went to bed. I was dead.
Bro, I was out till about fucking 6.
Where were you?
We found a good spot in Putney after the game.
What was the place? What was it called?
Was
Was it a pub or a club?
Nah, a bar. It was a bar.
A bar that was open till 6. Jeez.
No. Me and a few of my mates, we went back afterwards for another rounds. It was, what was the place called? Tequila Mockingbird. That was it. Lit spot. 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Fair enough.
What are these quotes? Oh no, that's from before.
Yeah, get the quotes up if you want. Daniel says, but we got the points of why you complaining. Go back a few months and we'd have lost that with no fight. No, listen, as I said, I always believed that the players were playing for the manager. That's even more worrying, though, because if they're playing for them and they're still crap, then it means that they're either being told to do something that's not working or they're rubbish. And I mean, they could both be true, both of those things. But I don't think that beating Fulham in the last minute and a 1-0 win against Everton is going to persuade me that we'll beat Liverpool, Newcastle, and Nottingham Forest. I just don't see that. So, you know, if
that's fair enough. They just still got to keep winning.
Yeah, listen, but you know, there's two arguments. There's a performance argument, and then there's the points tally. How many wins are you getting? What are your results? Sometimes you have to look at the way you play, even if your results are bad. You know, I looked at the Liverpool game against Anfield with a lot of pride when we lost away at Stamford Bridge. I had a lot of pride after that game, and it's because you could see that we were building something. It looked good, looked really fucking threatening. And we had Anfield, the whole stadium jeering and whistling in fear that we were going to score that equalising goal at the end.
Bro, Slot spent 4 months talking about how we were the best team they've played in the league.
That's the thing. I don't think that we're going to have a similar performance at Stamford Bridge. I don't see it, but I hope we can.
Don't sleep on that game, bro. They're going to be on the beach.
I hope so. I really do hope so. And that's the hope that we've got. Is that they rotate heavily, and you know, you have like Chiesa starting or something like that.
Bring me Chiesa. I won't say Kelleher. This guy always turns up against us in cup finals. Bring me that Trainioni kid. Bring me fucking Connor Bradley. Who else? Jota. No, not Jota. Fucking Jaden Dans. All the youth players. Run all the youth players to the bridge. Get them their medals, innit?
No, it's true. It's true. Big up to you, Rachel, as well. We need Lavia fit. Lavia and Caicedo in midfield. Oh, this is another debate as well that we had. Like, was Lavia versus Reece James? And have you seen that one?
Yeah. Yeah, like, did the guy want to play fucking Lavia at right back?
No, mate. So what he was saying is basically you play Reece James and you invert him so that you can have Caicedo in the midfield. Let's watch it together if you want. Let's watch it. It's quite funny, actually, to give you a bit of context on this one. So usually, obviously, when we go for the fan cams, like, people have to wait a bit because I'm doing an interview. This guy just rocked up. I just finished an interview, literally went in there and was like, "You ready, mate?" And I was like, "Okay." And then we just went straight into it. Here we go.
Caicedo, for me, he's been pretty decent all season, but then we've stuck him at right back. Last 3 games, I don't really know why.
I thought he'd done well, though.
Yeah, I thought he'd done well at right back.
Like,
but
I'd rather him there than Reece James, the inverting.
Yeah, but would you rather have Caicedo at right back and Lavia in the middle, or would you rather Caicedo in the middle and Reece James at right back?
I'd rather have Lavia in the middle.
Would you?
Oh my god!
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would.
Why?
Because I think Caicedo's got a bit more energy, and I think in the middle of the ground
he inverts anyway, so he goes into the midfield.
But in the middle today, I think we lacked energy. I think we lacked a bit of creativity. I think Lavia's definitely got that in his system, but I think he's too young to have the bollocks to go for it.
Really?
What does that even mean?
Hey, man, I thought he's really good. I think he makes. I think he got taken off so early because he's injury prone. He's only just come. Of course he is.
Is he though? I just said, is he though?
Yeah, that was the bit that got me, to be fair.
Oh, mate.
He's not been available at all.
Yo, look, the guy's clearly bevved. Clearly
Oh, mate,
bevved.
that was good fun.
Fuck me, man. That is so much. So, like, Lavia just doesn't have a lot of energy.
Oh,
Where the hell do we get that? Oh, yeah, it's because his game doesn't involve him running around relentlessly. It involves him turning and passing the ball.
oh man.
Oh, mate.
That was good. By the way, like, I do understand the argument of playing James instead of Lavia because James is a great player, but I don't think people appreciate that James is a great right back, not a great right inverted, player. That's where I don't like James. I don't like him inverting. I think it's nonsense.
Yeah, but he was only inverting when we don't have Lavia because we need the physicality.
Oh no, I'm not.
Now we have Lavia in the team. You don't need to.
But do you like seeing James in there, irrespective of whether Lavia's available?
I understand it.
But do you like it?
I mean, obviously, I prefer an actual midfielder in there, but like, there's not really one that I can trust when there isn't Lavia there. So that's why I'll deal with it. I don't mind. I know why. So it's not really a problem for me.
Come on, we got to watch the other one while we're here. I've got to watch the other one.
Yeah, we might as well wheel up that one.
Big up to Glenn.
How many games have we lost this year against teams that we would roll over every game? You know, it is so bad. It's so bad.
So even after the 1-0 win today, do you still feel underwhelmed?
Do you know what? I'd have been happy with a draw today.
Okay, well,
That's how bad we're playing. All this side footing, backwards side, back, doesn't work. How many games have we?
I said it doesn't work. How many teams do we see win trophies off the same sideways, back football? Just say you don't like the way that we play and keep it stepping, because that's what half of these fans basically have problems with. And I just rather they just say it with chest. Like, I'd respect it more. Just say I don't fuck with Maresca because I don't like the brand of football that we're playing. Okay. At least I know where you stand, and at least you're being honest. But you try and break down the argument, it just comes down to that. Oh, the way we play is boring. That's why like we're 1-0 up and the fans are still fucking booing our players because they're not making direct passes. And then the one time we try and play direct, we have to pull Robert Sanchez out to make 2 or 3 big saves.
I mean, I definitely, I'm not a fan of the brand of football that he plays. But I don't feel like it's anything to do with playing possession-based football because I like Sarri. So I just see Maresca as a totally different type of manager. Because Sarri didn't invert. He didn't invert. He was probably more persistent on going short than even Maresca was. Everything was short with Sarri. No long balls whatsoever.
Jorginho had a couple dinked passes in him. I'll say
yeah,
that.
but like that's further up the pitch to maybe grab an assist or something. I'm talking about
the deeper ones. He'd have deeper fucking pass. Like there'd be a thing where you get the ball sideways and you just flick it over the top into a striker. It's just we had Morata. We had Higuain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about, Lewis. I'm talking about when you take a goal kick and you go short. You didn't go long from there. Never.
Yeah, I don't really recall Kepa doing it too much, unless we had Giroud starting. At least he could hold it up.
We did it in the Carabao Cup final. That was the first time I remember us doing it against City. I was like, oh my God, Kepa's going long every time. It was incredible.
I'm surprised at that. We had Hazard up top.
Yeah. Hazard was great in that game. I think we got done dirty with an offside decision. If I'm not wrong.
Yes. Last game of the last minute, fucking Loftus-Cheek had an insane flick to Hazard, and the ref called it for a BS offside.
Mate, it was ridiculous. I'll tell you what, though, after that game, I was saying to Scott yesterday, I've only cried at 2 football games, and that was one of the games I cried at. I was very upset, mate. Very, very upset. After that game,
finals make sense.
But where I was sitting was where the players walked up the stairs and the managers, and Sarri saw me crying and shook my hand after that final.
Oh, damn, that's sick.
Yeah, man.
I
Always
swear
respect him
everyone's
for
got a good Sarri memory because I always talk about when I saw him after one of the cup games, and like he had the standard cigarette in his hand, and then like a few of us went to his car trying to get pictures. He looked at us, like brought down the fucking window, and then he got a call from Marina in big block capitals, and he just looked there. He just went. Hung up and then just went and took some photos. It was the funniest moment ever, man.
Oh,
That brother
that's
was
great.
so nonchalant. It was hilarious.
My dad met him once in the elevator, and he was like, "Oh, my son really likes you. My son really likes you." And apparently, Sarah was like, "Oh, thanks." And you know, we had another memory. We were in Malmo the week that we lost to City 6-0, and we bumped into Giroud in the elevator after we'd lost 6-0. It's like a couple of days after. And we were like, "Oh, you're right, Olivier." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, my dad said to him, was like, "Not a great day the other against City." And Giroud was like, "Oh, sorry, guys." Oh, mate.
So bad, he didn't even get to play for fuck's sake. We played Higuain. That brother didn't get any league starts for us.
Worst striker I've ever seen in a Chelsea shirt.
I'll be so real. He was still a refreshing upgrade on Morata for me, so I weren't even that annoyed. It was just one of those signings you made like 4 years too late.
Ever. If there was a man who could represent walking football, Gonzalo Higuain would be at the top of that list.
Yeah, he was finished physically. Don't get it twisted.
Not to mention he was a prick and he never signed anyone's shirt. I went to the training ground once and Gonzalo Higuain was an absolute knob.
Fair enough, you got a personal experience and I understand.
Mate, prick.
For me, though, upgrade on Morata. If you gave him a chance, he's scoring. Couldn't say that for Morata. I hear it.
Hey, listen, let's get into some transfer news as well. Chelsea are pushing hard to seal the signing of Juventus forward Kenan Yildiz, but face competition from Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, and Man City for the Turkey international. This has been reported via Court Offside.
Bravo.
A bit recently. I have no idea whether they have any credibility or not, Lewis.
No. These are the same one that tried to drop some BS update on Chelsea a few days ago. I forgot who it was. There was some crap Court Offside rumor about from Chelsea.
Anguissa? No.
I'm trying to remember what it was. There was one about Cole Palmer having interest from Liverpool and City. That was BS. There was another one. Trying to recall. It wasn't Yildiz. Whatever it was probably such BS. I don't even remember. That's a good thing. Yeah, I can't recall.
We've got this 39 likes. Got over 170 of you in there. 39 likes. Let's get up to 100 likes, guys. Smash that like button.
But yeah, for this one, Yildiz is a good player, really good talent, but it's another one where I don't think it's what we need yet because he hasn't got the output that I'm looking for. I did my research on him a few days ago. Like, he's another one where he's a techie creator, very good 1v1, actually has decent ball striking, but is still inexperienced and is still not at a consistent level due to his age. So it's like, I wouldn't mind, but he's not a needle mover. He's not a needle mover for us.
Who is a needle mover, though?
Liao Lookman. I think that's a difference maker.
Do you think that's a needle mover? Because even if you look at him in the Prem, I'm not saying he's like a Lukaku, who performs in Italy and then comes back to England, does fuck all.
That was it. Andre Santos to Arsenal. That was the BS rumor.
Oh, that's nonsense.
Yeah, that was another Court Offside one. Took me a while to find that, but yeah, in terms of Yildiz, he's another one that's not ready yet. And I don't think Juve sell anyway. Like, he's meant to be their big youth prospect, the guy to carry Juventus back to the good old days. Don't see why they'd sell him.
This is his stats. 33 appearances in Serie A, 6 goals, 3 assists, 2 yellow cards, 1 red.
Yeah, he's still too inconsistent for me.
He's starting the majority of games. He's playing 3/4 of the minutes. His goal participation, he's got 9 GA and 33. So let's just say 1 in every 3 or so games he's getting involved. It's not bad. It's not bad numbers, but it's not. Yeah, like you said, it's not a needle mover. Like, what do you see in Yildiz that you wouldn't get from Sancho or Madueke or even Neto? Like, you'd get similar numbers, wouldn't you? So I don't see where the upgrade is unless, and there's a good argument for this, the only reason that we're even looking at this player in the first place is for none other than to flip for a profit.
Even though I'd say this is one of the players that would cost so much that you're not flipping him. It's someone that you're thinking of in terms of first team plans. In terms of first team plans, he's a good talent. I ain't gonna knock his talent or the potential that he's got, but he's not what we need right now. So I wouldn't really be looking at him. I need somebody that's proven and that has output.
Yeah, he got sent off yesterday, so that's where the red card came from, presumably. Who did Juventus play?
I'll have to check. They played Monza.
Monza. Could do a swap deal for Vega. That's what Rachel says. I'll tell you why they won't do that. I'll tell you why they won't do that from a Chelsea perspective. Because we care about cash. And if we don't get cash for players, that is not the way Clearlake operate. I don't think you will ever see a swap deal with Clearlake involved unless it's something like Ian Matson and Amari Kellerman. That is the closest you will ever get to a proper swap deal. It's basically an agreement to buy our player because we will buy your player. And I guess we did something similar with Gallagher and João Felix. We had Umbridion, who was potentially going to be a part of that deal as well. If it doesn't involve cash, our owners are not interested whatsoever. As well, looking at his Champions League stats, pretty average. Actually quite poor in the Champions League. Not particularly making much of an impact there. 2 in 10. Super Cup, 1 in 1. Coppa Italia, 1 in 2. He's all right. That's about as much as I can say. What is his market value? Currently, his market value is about 45 million, and that's euros.
They're going to ask for more than that. We know these Serie A clubs well enough.
Yeah, I mean, he's so young, though, isn't it? So I guess the argument is that he could progress even more. But, yeah, very difficult to justify.
Nah, look, they can make the choice on whether to go for potential again, but I'm not going to be pushing for that no more. I need more. The youth base is done now. I need players that are going to take me to the next level right now.
Well, I can agree with you on that one, buddy. I'm just looking at...
if you put all the money to Osimhen, I will be fine with you not buying anybody else. I'll be fine with it.
And you look at as well the minutes that he's playing and then his goal contributions. He started off the season getting a couple of assists, and then he went, 6 games without, or 6 games without doing anything. 2 goals against Inter. Another purple patch. Another purple patch with lots of minutes. So again, that's not what we need to drag us through. We need a player that we can rely on and count on.
This is why, to me, Liao or Lookman, or I just don't care. I just really don't care. Because I'll either be indifferent or angry. Like, Gittins, indifferent. I couldn't care less. That ain't no needle mover. Garnacho will make me physically sick.
I'd rather have Gittins than Garnacho. If I had to choose.
I hear it, though, just because I don't know enough of Gittins, so he hasn't annoyed me to the level of even thinking about Garnacho in a Chelsea shirt would. I can watch Garnacho play every week and just think, what is wrong with us? What is genuinely wrong with us? What do we look at from Garnacho and think, yeah, get him in a Chelsea shirt. And fuck that. At least Gittins don't have me feeling that aggrieved about a move. But I don't want either of them. Neither have proven to me.
The thing is with Gittins is that, so I looked at Gittins in January when we were first having this conversation. I was really, really impressed with what I saw. Now, at that time, my honest assessment was go for it, get him in. For the right price. I wouldn't have I would have actually been quite happy, because if you look at his stats from when he actually started the season, he's had a cracking start, mate, but it's actually slowed down quite a bit. 2 goals against Frankfurt, Stuttgart, St. Pauli, lovely run from game week 11 as well. Look at that. Freiburg, Munich, Mönchengladbach, Hoffenheim, Leverkusen, great run. Okay. And this was around mid-January when we were looking at him. So at that point, he was in red hot form. And I was
because he was a key player for Dortmund around then. Well, they were mid-table.
Definitely. A lot of the points that they got, he was involved in. They wouldn't have got the point if it wasn't for his goals against Munich and Mönchengladbach. Hoffenheim, he got an assist. So he won them quite a few points. But then look at how quiet it's been since January. He's done fuck all, mate. Absolutely nothing. And he's been dropped significantly as well. He's gone from playing regularly to now not even starting a lot of games, being on the bench. Again, another 68 minutes against Hoffenheim. No GA at all. So in hindsight, you're looking at a player that... didn't perform. Or has that got something to do with the new management from Dortmund? When did they actually bring in Kovac? Did he come in?
You can look at the numbers. You can see there's a significant drop-off in the starts he's got.
Yeah.
So there's 5, 7, 18, 1, 20. That's a decent amount of time off the bench.
I mean, I'm looking at this one as well. Like Abel says, Gittins and Carney swap. Absolutely not. For me, Chukwuemeka, if we're just looking at football and only talking football, we're not even talking about money. This is a player who deserves to be a part of the squad next season, without a shadow of a doubt. Deserves to start ahead of Nkunku, deserves to start ahead of João Felix, deserves to start ahead of Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Chukwuemeka.
Oh, I mean, it could be depth over them.
Oh my God, definitely. You don't think I think he's better than all of those players. The only one he doesn't.
Yeah, but like I'm not thinking about him start. No, I'm with you on that, but I'm not thinking about him starting anymore. I'd be sorry.
No, I don't think he will start, but I'm just saying to have that depth, especially looking at Europa League, right? We've got that coming up, and we're going to have an extra 2 games in our league phase. So we had 6 in the Conference League. We're going to go to 8 in the Europa League.
Yeah.
We need as much depth as we can get. And let's just presume that our manager is not as much of an idiot as he was against Brighton and Newcastle, getting knocked out in both domestic cups, and we actually get a run going. I pray that we can, like that. That for me, I hate it when managers don't take the cup seriously. Absolutely hate it.
No, I hear it. That's like one of the biggest criticisms I've had of Maresca this season. He fumbled the cups way too easily.
He did, mate. And
now Chukwuemeka, I could see him. If you're talking about keeping him as depth, I'm with it. I don't mind. Because the amount that these guys are going to ask to sell him for anyway, they're not going to get him sold. He hasn't proven anything in 3 seasons. Ultimately, because of injuries, I hear it, but he hasn't proven anything for the 40 million that you're going to look for him. So there's no point.
Can't wait to get Calvin Lewin on a free.
No, brother. Hey, at least that's someone we can cross to.
Yeah, there you go. Well, he's going to be injured, though, isn't he, Lewis? He'll be on the bench.
Oh, okay, yeah, for 5
another
games.
Injury prone. But no, I mean, I think Brathwaite as well, another good option to have lots of height. I thought he had a good game against us, by the way. I thought Brathwaite was good against us. I
thought he struggled a bit in the wide areas, and also like Everton centre backs, they're box defenders. They're good at low blocks. I don't know what they're going to do when they're playing the high line with us. So I wouldn't look at any of the Everton centre-backs. I'll be real.
Fair enough. Let's move on to talk of the town at the moment. Everybody wants a piece of Victor John Obi Mikel says about Victor Osimhen, he wants to play for Chelsea. I know where we stopped in terms of the contract. I know where we are. It's an easy fix because we've done all the hard work last summer. So, I mean, this deal, according to John Obi Mikel, is still very much possible. So why are we not making more leeway? Why are we not hearing about this deal?
Probably again because of the transfers. I mean, because of how much we'd have to pay in terms of contract for it. And this is the problem. This is the real problem. And it's annoying because of how close we are to just getting this deal completed. But the wages will eventually be too much for us to handle. So we're going to miss out on what is the easiest upgrade we could make to the squad. And it is just demoralizing as fuck. I mean, say he would lower his wages. No. Say that again?
He would transform us. You bring in Osimhen and you bring in what we had last season. I would go as far to say, with Osimhen, Petrovic, André Santos coming in as Sugo as well, get me another centre-back. Probably 2 centre-backs. I wouldn't even get another winger. I'd neglect that position because we got Sancho. I would put us in title conversation. I think he would transform us. Even with this bum that we have managing our football club, I would put us in the title conversation.
Yep. Like he would be the difference between us actually contending or us being in another top 4 race.
I'm not saying we'd win the league, but I'm saying we would not be out of the race in December.
Oh yeah, and we wouldn't be talking about top 4. That would be a guarantee. We would be
in a position where, I mean, Liverpool are on 81 points at the moment. I would expect Chelsea to be not far behind. I mean, to be fair, if the league's anything like this next season, then anyone can have it. You'd probably put Arsenal as the favourites, to be totally honest with you, if they can get Gyökeres.
Even with Gyökeres, I'm just saying it quietly. I don't know what he'll do against low blocks yet. He seems like one that's a fucking beast in transition. I don't know what he's going to be like against the low blocks. I ain't too sure.
Arsenal do counter-attack a fair amount, though. Yeah, they're not one-dimensional.
Not always, because you don't get that option as often in the Premier League.
No, I agree with you there, but I think that I think he'd perform, and also when it comes to low blocks, you've got other players who you can lean on. Your Martinellis, your Odegaards,
Martinelli in 2025. I'm not sure.
Saka.
I can't slander. I'll just call him a loser and just keep it stepping.
Sean says, Alex, I think it's the age thing. He's too old, hence why we'll get the lap. I don't think it's got anything. I think age is a factor, but I don't think it's the factor because otherwise we wouldn't have been linked with him last summer. So a year is not going to change a player that we're still interested in. I think that it's all wages, mate. It's all wages. And being, basically both parties having no flexibility whatsoever. Osimhen saying, I want this. And Chelsea was saying, we can't give you this. We can give you this if you get Champions League. But right now we need you to take a pay cut. And he's going, nah, not happening. Absolutely understandable, by the way, for a player of his quality to be demanding the money he's demanding, which is not even going to be more than Raheem Sterling. Other players that we have at the club in that sense. I don't even know if it would be more than Reece James. It's about a similar salary, £250,000, isn't it? I think that he's well worth paying £250,000 for. So you look at as well the X factor that brings to the team. You're going to have a shirt sale increase. You're going to have more hype around the team. You're going to have pull if you want to bring other players in because they want to play alongside world-class top players. It's not just where you finish in the table. It's what you try and do as well. Like, let's just look at, I don't fucking know. Any team signs a top player and there are younger players who idolize them, right? Osimhen, I can't think of young African players off the top of my head, but there will be a lot of players that would be absolutely honoured to play alongside a player like that, based on what he's achieved in the game.
Yep.
And then you look at
Plus, he
Jamie
brings some
Gibbons.
winning mentality into the team as well. We see what this guy's like when he don't win games. The brother's fuming. He'll hold other players accountable.
He strikes me as a leader as well.
But even then, like, we've already seen the briefings come out about how we have problems with Osimhen's attitude-ish problems. It's shut up, man. Now that's just an easy way to paint off a reason why we're not interested in him. The man tried to do the same bullshit with Duran when he ended up going to Saudi Arabia. Chelsea had problems with his attitude. No, you had problems with your fucking transfer, with your fucking sporting directors and your transfer options.
Another one as well, mate. Jonathan Tah. I said this on the pod yesterday. I was saying to Charlie, I was like, right, hear me out. Sell Tosin for 15 to 20 million. Bring in Jonathan Tah on a free. Bring me Mark Gurhey, Dean Hoyson. That is a sensational upgrade on what we had. I put that alongside a striker. I'm happy. I don't need anything else. I'd obviously be happy if we sign another player. But then if you do bring in Jamie Gittins, as an example, I'm not going to complain because we've prioritized important positions already.
Yeah.
Like, we're clearly trying to develop Madueke. Jadon Sancho, has been reported that he's going to be staying at the club. I don't think that's come out by major sources, but
that's what I expected anyway.
Yeah, so I think that's done. You got Pedro Neto, who I'm actually really happy with. I just think he needs to contribute a little bit more GA, but having a better striker would give us, more of an idea of whether, Neto's actually effective, because someone can finish those chances. And then you've got defenders willing to actually defend and keep clean sheets with a competent goalkeeper. Cucurella needs a bit of cover. That could be an option, although we have a younger player. Who's the American one who's on loan at Watford?
That's where I wouldn't mind, like, if they want to go for some youth depth. Like, if you want to do that for the left back depth, then go do it. I don't care.
Well, even on the
that's
right,
very low in my list of priorities.
It's enough. It's all right.
Yeah, because even if that didn't work, like the youth prospect, then fuck it, throw Reece James on the left for another game or two. I don't care. Reece can play the left, in my opinion. He's shown me enough games for me to have a level of confidence if I see him playing there.
Yeah, Chloe says...
It's Gusto where I'm like, no. Focus on being good on the right again, and then we'll talk about the left.
Yeah. She says we need a goalkeeper, a centre-back, and a striker. Maybe a winger. I would take
like
winger
Petrovic
out of that and say 2 centre-backs.
I'd take goalkeeper out there and just bring Petrovic back.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's already... So, I mean, if for whatever reason Petrovic doesn't come back, then I've just given up on this club. Just give up.
Petrovic and Santos must return. No questions asked.
They are... Oh, God, mate.
Because it saves us even needing to make 2 transfers.
You want to bring Kepa back? Nah.
Oh, yeah. Chloe's a mad Kepa stan.
Not for me. Not for me.
He's going to be staying at Bournemouth. Run me 5 million for him.
25 million?
No, 5 million. Not 25.
5
in one day.
That's about right. I'm guessing that Sancho's pay cut will be along the lines of, what Palmer's... If he's making more than Cole Palmer, then I'll be a bit confused. Based on this
no way. That brother going to take like 100, 120k a week and we keep it stepping.
Palmer's on 130. So...
Yeah, it's still below.
Same money as Tosin.
Don't forget UCL again. 30% pay rise for everybody.
It's true. It is true. What's 30% of 130?
You'd be looking at about... I'd assume about 20, 25k added.
Fair.
Just a rough estimate.
It's a good pay rise.
Yeah, it's decent. For like Palmer, I'd assume he'd be going up to like 170, 180 maybe. And then his bonuses would be fucking nuts.
Caleb Wiley from Watford. That was the one I was thinking of cover.
Yeah, he's doing all right there apparently.
Oh, Lewis, 42,000.
Oh, fucking hell! So we were a bit off.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Do you think? By the way, I saw this rumor of Sterling to Leeds.
Leeds,
Not actually like genuine interest, but someone saying it was a pundit who was like, "Oh yeah, if now that Leeds are coming up, they should genuinely be looking at a player like Raheem Sterling."
no, they should not. I mean, I'm happy to sell that to them. I'm happy to try. I'll do a 10-minute video trying to sell Sterling off to Leeds, but like, no chance.
What's your selling points?
Experience, he gets the league. Some BS about desire and passion that always seems to get to fans. Title winning experience, and I don't know. I'd make up a fifth one. So some bollocks. I've just waffled through 4 of them.
Shirt sales.
Yeah, shirt sales, all of that. But like Sterling is going to be our modern day Drinkwater. We're just going to be loaning him around London. I keep saying, like, let's see if Palace lose Eze, or if Brentford lose Mbuemo, or if West Ham lose Kudus. I'm throwing them Sterling for a year on loan.
I don't know why we don't look at
option to buy.
As an Mbuemo. Is he plays as a winger, right? But also a striker as well.
Can play anywhere in that front three. Swiss Army knife.
And
he's 25. And he's 25 years old.
Mate. Mbuemo. That's not a bad shout. Also, I just want to say as well, I just saw this from Jeff. Tuchel actually knew how to play Sterling and got the best out of Sterling that we ever saw in a Chelsea shirt. As soon as Tuchel got sacked, that's when Sterling's form really, really took a turn. Because he was scoring goals under Tuchel. But Sterling
and Aubameyang, man. There was a bit of an idea there. It's just everything else. Even then, Sterling's just Sterling. The thing is, you put Sterling next to Mount and Havertz, anyone will look good. Anybody. Like, Sterling was just getting, like, your random tap-ins for about 4 or 5 games. I'm just thinking, yeah, that's my forward. Big up, Raz. And it's just because my bar was so low. I was dying out there for Zaha in that transfer window.
Look, in the last season or whatever, yeah, Mount was rubbish. I agree with you on that. But
before that, Mount was good. When I speak about Mount, when he was bad, it was only that last season. Havertz is the only bum that was a bum throughout his campaign.
Oh, fucking hell. He's been all right for Arsenal, though. Seems like they've missed him.
But
he's done
They're
all right.
Playing their best football with a midfielder up top.
Well, you know what I mean.
Marino looks like a better striker than Havertz. Do you know how embarrassing that is? These men have lost their highest paid player, and they don't need him.
Not their top scorer in I don't know. In what,
probably.
I thought he was
probably still.
But
like Marino's outperformed him. Marino looks like a better striker. It's insane, but it actually isn't insane. It's Kai Havertz. Who am I kidding?
Is he the biggest flop for you then? Or most hated player? Who's the most hated player at Chelsea?
Oh, yeah, for me, most hated player by a mile. In terms of biggest flop, it has to be Lukaku. It has to be Lukaku. It can't ever be anyone else than Lukaku.
Lukaku's, yeah. Yes.
100 million for a brother to give up in 4 months. And you know what the funniest thing is? He still outscored Havertz that season.
Oh, goodness. I actually remember when Havertz was coming into the team, though. We did play better football with Havertz, but you're right.
Yeah. We'd make more chances with him, but we'd miss more chances
during that season. It was the season after that when I was like, Jesus Christ.
I did, but the more I went through the season, I was like, nah, you're shit. I was just getting more and more. When he started starting week in and week out, I just slowly got to realization, I cuss Werner for the same shit you do. You just have a couple final goals in the Arsenal. And that's it. Like
Yeah.
that whole run afterwards, like from I don't know what happened to my camera. That whole run from March.
Is that Lauren?
Yeah, me and Lauren shared the same StreamYard. Boom. There we go. Yeah, the more football that I saw, you keep missing chances. I was told wait to the second half of the season and you're gonna cook. I got a little March purple patch and nothing else. Fuck off. Leave my club. You know what?
Fair
Leave
enough.
my club. Blessed for the final goals, but leave. Then
Hey,
from when he
guys.
started pushing the Chelsea fans against West Ham, it turned into fuck off, get out of my club.
Always
Oh shit.
nice and polite as usual. Love to see it.
Oh, just my style, innit?
We've got over 230 of you in the building as well, guys. We have 81 likes on the video. Run up the likes, people. Let's get up to 150. Let's get up to 150 in the next sort of minute or so, if you can. Takes a minute, makes a big difference as well. And listen, if we get up to 150 likes, Lewis will say on camera that he loves Kai Havertz. And
oh hell no! You're gonna have to AI generate that crap. You're gonna have to AI generate 200, that.
He'll do the naked mile outside the Emirates, begging Kai Havertz to come back.
I do not consent to this, by the way.
So run them up.
Yeah, run up the lights though. Still, run them up. Run them up.
What was I going to say? What's your prediction for Thursday?
Hopefully a 3-0 win.
Feeling confident?
Yeah. I want the tie wrapped up. I might actually end up going to a second leg. I think I bagged singing section seats.
Oh, did you? That'd be good.
I think I did. So if I'm able to do that, yeah, I might pull up because I've heard the atmosphere and the vibe there is unreal, and I want to see that for myself.
I've heard it's been really good as well. Like some people said to me, it's the best experience they've ever had at Stamford Bridge. Genuinely.
Some man was saying they didn't even clock they lost the game until full time. I was like, you know what? Fairs. I rate that.
Better than some of the lot in MHL, mate. We were just in the concourse, literally the whole second half against Warsaw. Like that was dead.
I have heard people doing that before. I get it. So it's a shame they don't sell anything better than fucking Singer beer, though.
Yeah, I said to Cam, I was like, mate, let's just not go back up. Like, there's no point. I watched it on the TV, so I was watching the game, but I was just so depressed watching that football. Nah.
You know, that game, don't blame you. I don't blame you.
So you're going to go to are you going to go to Warsaw if we get there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need to. Hopefully, I got enough points to bag final tickets. But yeah, I'm gonna try go down for the final.
Get stuck in. You got to get stuck in, Lewis.
Oh, I don't know when our next European final.
We need you in America as well.
Their prices. I wish. I wish.
I reckon you could get a sponsor or someone. I've been asking
around. If we can find a sponsor, I'll be there. But
100% Chelsea years ago for, was it Baku? They got Hyundai.
Yep.
Fly them out, didn't they? With George Benson.
Yeah, because Louis was buddying up to him, isn't he? That was it.
Do they still speak or not? I
don't know. I don't talk to Louis. And George lives in Bali now, isn't he? So like, don't really talk as much.
Bro, listen, man, we're going to wrap it up. Appreciate everybody jumping on as well. Subscribe to Lewis's channel if you haven't already. Carefree Lewis G. We will be back with another stream at 10 p.m. tonight.
We're gonna link up tomorrow for the video. I just clocked I'm already late to back again, so I'm gonna have to bounce myself. Alex, it's been real. Take care, man. Big up to chat as well. God bless.
All the best. Big up to